People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
And that is on 97 Summit Country WGLR. 35-28. Richland Center making in Southwest and grading in Bloomington. We're also brought to you by Lancaster Dental Associates and Fenimore Smiles. Get the smile you want and the help you deserve. Learn more at LANCDENT.com. And we're brought to you by Zippy's Brass Grill in Lancaster, serving lunch specials daily or get one of Zippy's famous burgers. Zippy's Brass Grill just off the square in Lancaster. And we're also brought to you by Ritchie Implement, Cobb, Barnabelle, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesinc.com. Lancaster moving right to left. Now that we have audio, thanks to RJ Osterhaus on the Preview Radio Sports YouTube channel. If you're a Lancaster fan, maybe you didn't mind not having any audio in the first half, but here is the shot by Coughlin for three from the right wing, and it goes on to bounds. That'll go to Richland Center. 21 seconds gone by in the second half. The last time Lancaster led was 12-11. Largest lead for Richland Center was 11 points. Lancaster had to work toward the end of the half just to get it down to 7, or a touchdown, if you will. There's a pass to the corner, deflected away, but picked up. Now left to the point is Hayes with it at the foul line over to the right wing. And driving and missing is Dosh. Hornets get the rebound, though. Here's Peterson, right side of the lane. He gets over to Hayes up top. Hayes over to the left wing. And a bounce pass off the hands. A shot picked up by the Arrows and laid up and in by Anthony Bush. And it's 45-30. And 5 points is the closest Lancaster has been in quite a while. Right up by Hayes. Between the circles. Over to the left wing. Now the bounce pass. And a shovel over to the right wing for Dosh. And then dribble back out. And now a pass underneath, right up and in by Jaden Sheck, and it's 37 pressure. It's Bosworth, and it's 37-30 Richland Center. Bounce pass underneath to Bush, slammed it on the floor, to able to get it to Williams. And now Herbson back out. And the shovel over to Compton from the right wing. Compton left of the point. Crimson in the corner, goes to the left wing, goes to the lane, flings it at the basket, doesn't get the drop. The rebound by Fingerson with 16:52 left in the second half, and Hayes with it. Bounce pass over to the right wing, and then into Fingerson, over to the left wing. Now picked up by Dash, and now stolen from Dash. And back comes Schmitz with it. Top of the silo three, he's open, he got it. 37-33, and the Arrows trimmed the deficit to 4 with 15:24 left in the second half. Dash with it at the right wing, drives in, and a foul. And ends up going against Richland Center with 15-17 left in the second half. That was the foul. The foul is on Fingerson, his second. First of the second half. Grand Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stoker, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grand Regional Health Center Better Health starts here. Right wing pocket. Williams from the corner, shot doesn't go. The rebound grabbed by Hayes. One thing Richland Center is doing is not giving Lancaster more than one shot. Behind the back dribble by Hayes, but he lost the ball. But apparently it was tipped away from him, and so back to Richland Center. They're going with 14:50 left in the second half. We're brought to you by Northland Buildings. Contact Joe Ryder to get a quality Northland building built tough for the Northland, and Portland Electric Service and heating pump service in Milford. And meanwhile, the basket for Richland Center makes it 39-33 with 14:38 left in the second half. Over at the left wing, Hoffman puts it up for 3 off the rim, and the rebound is grabbed by Herbson with 14:22 left in the second half. Heiss now with it between the circles, and a whistle and a foul on Richland Center, nowhere near the ball. And the offensive foul will be the third on Liam Fingerson. Second of the second half. We're brought to you by Edward Jones, Roosevelt Management in Platteville, Outer Brothers Creamery and Basketball, and Fritz's Burger Service in Darlington. One of our very numerous sponsors tonight. Here's the left wing three for Schmitz, doesn't go. Chased down at the right wing by Herbson and an Arrows reset. Here's Herbson at the right wing for 3, short. Offensive rebound grabbed by Weber and reset. In the corner, here is a 3. That will not go for Williams. Ball tipped out and right out of bounds. It will go to Lancaster with 13:46. Sorry, Richland Center with 13:46 left in the second half. And we're brought to you by Garthwaite Real Estate, a new home construction, McKeon Landscaping Services in Blanchardville, and Saunders Oil Company, Warren, Illinois. The left wing is Dodge. Over the corner it goes. He goes along the arc, passes underneath, and then last out of bounds by the Hornets. And the Hornets are not really taking care of the basketball at this point. With 13:28 left in the second half. And again, their 11-point lead in the first half is down to 6. With 13:23 left in the second half. Williams at the right wing. Quick pass, almost dropped by Weber, but he picked it back up. Shot for the corner, doesn't go. And the rebound grabbed by Bosworth. And Stoltz brings it up with 13:07 left in the second half. Over to the left wing it goes. Driving is shot. This is the shot. Lancaster rebounds. And here's Schmitz with it. Over to Krubel along the arc. Top of the silo pass. Over to the right wing it goes, and into Williams on the baseline. He was triple teamed, but turns around, misses the shot, and that is going to go to be a traveling call. Richland Center gets it at 12:44 left in the second half. Century 21 affiliated in basketball. See Bobby Joe, Hans Edison, and Richard for all your real estate needs. Century 21 in basketball. And Anytime Roofing. Visit AnytimeRoofingWIAA.com to see how Anytime Roofing can help with your next roofing or siding project. River Valley leading Blackville 30-26 at the half. Here's a shot in the lane. Meanwhile, in and out by Fingerson. Offensive rebound, 3 for the corner. Bullseye. And the basket by Stoltz makes it 42-33. And now Richland Center back up by 9 at the left wing. The 3 for Schmitz. In and out. And the rebound grab by Stoltz. And again, only one shot is what Lancaster's getting at the basket. At the left wing, quick pass underneath, laid up by Ferguson, too hard. And the rebound grab. Here comes Schmitz for the arrows. Back behind him, picked up by Krubel. Back to Schmitz, drives baseline. Almost took an extra step there. Here's Williams for 3. Bullseye from the corner. And Taylor Williams drops it back to 6. 42-36 with 11:33 left in the second half. Dosh with it. Over to the right wing. And Shep. Shep quickly there. Now takes it to the baseline. Almost had it struck away. And now Stoltz for 3, right wing. That doesn't go. And the rebound grab by the Arrows with 11:10 left in the second half. Schmitz up top. Over to the right wing. And a 3 that misses. Almost didn't hit the rim. It is at the bottom of Richland Center basketball with 10:58 left in the second half. We're brought to you by Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville. They offer a history of care. Anyone understands that each family is unique will honor personal cost and tradition. Matt and Laura Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville. Weston Salvage in Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz of the Weston Salvage team. Full recycling as well as construction and demolition waste to Weston Salvage in Lancaster and Norfolk Buildings. All tipped out of bounds. We'll go back to the Hornets with 10:47 left in the second half. We're brought to you by TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch, Top Platteville and Richland Center. Russell Law Offices, Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington. Ryan's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros of Ryan's get the job done right for unexpected dings or major repair projects. Let's see Ryan's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. In the lane, Ferguson misses the shot, but he will go to the foul line with 10:42 left in the second half. We're brought to you by Breckler Insurance Group. For all your insurance needs, see Steve Lindowski at Breckler Insurance in Fenway. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. The foul on Lucas Weber, his second. First free throw, no good from Finderson, who shoots 45% from the line. He had 24 in the first meeting between these two teams and just 4 by comparison in the second. He makes the second free throw. It's 43-36 Richland Center. We're brought to you by WCC Brands, customer portal and Kieler, WCC-brands.com. Cole Acres Golf and Grill in Cuba City and ColeAcresGolfandGrill.com. Applied Micro, your computer and networking specialist, Platteville, Dodgeville, and AppliedMicro.biz. Walked up by Williams. And a whistle on the timeout for Lancaster. 10:33 left in the second half. 43-36. Richland Center in front. And of course, now we've had another little thing that we have to deal with here. for this real quick. And 1 second, please. Because we can't go into the commercial otherwise. And one other thing here, and that's good. We need to check one other thing here. That's good. So we're back. There we are. It's been an interesting night. 10:33 left in the second half, 43-36. Richland Center in front. Veterinary Associates of Hazel Green and Galena bring you tonight's game. I'm sure the Lancaster fans think it's a little too interesting right now. Down 7. Here's a shot, fall away from the lane, doesn't go for another sideline actually. The rebound grabbed by Shep. And the corner, a 3, bullseye for Abe Bosworth, and it's 46-36. Back to 10 for Richland Center with 10 minutes left in the second half. There's a pass to a corner, and Brady Mack in the game. Over to the left wing to Weber. And if Weber gets fouled right in front of us here in the Ayers Furniture best seat in the house. And that foul will be on Smith, his first, third on the Hornets in the second half. They're brought by Lyle Financial Group in Platteville and Hearns' Ace Hardware Home Center in Bloomington. And Hearns' Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hearns for the perfect paint for darts project. Hearns' Ace Hardware Bloomington and Platteville. And getting the basket is Puck, and he waited for the defender to go by and scores. And it's 46-38. Richland Center with 9:35 left in the second half. Over to right wing with it. It's Stoltz. Now passes. And then lost by Dash. I think he dribbled it off his own foot. And Kaufman drives, gets stripped to the ball. It goes out of bounds, and it will go back to Lancaster. And it'll be Hermsen to inbound right in front of his own bench. With 9:17 left in the second half. Great Regional Health Center's Ortho team. Dr. Brad Binfeld and Nate Step up PDC. Provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Great Regional Health Center. Better health starts here. There's a pass to the corner now. A right wing jumper. Good for Taylor Williams. Back to 6. 46-40 with 9 minutes left in the second half. Up top, and a whistle. And a foul on Lancaster with 8:49 left in the second half. Just checking to make sure I'm all caught up on things. I think I am. Community First Bank to be created. Let's try that again. Community First Bank, community communities where you live, work, and play. Experience yourself the difference at Community First Bank. SafeBank.com. Member FDIC. 8:45 left in the second half. 46-40, Richland Center has led nearly the whole way. The 13 seed tried to upset the number 4 seed the first round. Shot for the baseline doesn't go, and Schmitz brings it back up. Schmitz left to the point. Now dribbles to the left wing. Now goes to the baseline, passes in the lane. Bush's shot is blocked. That's about the 4th block shot Richland Center's had tonight. And quickly back the other way, going down in the lane because he was fouled as Shep. And the foul will be on Anthony Bush, his first. Each team, Lancaster with 4 fouls, and Richland Center with 3. And free throws coming up. Shep at the foul line 63% this season. And the first one bounces out. We're brought to you by Rural Mutual Agents, John Raggetts and Deneen Dow with Raggetts and Dow Insurance Group. Tackling all of your farm, personal, business, and life insurance needs. Call them today at their office in Lancaster. Second free throw. That's good. 1 and 2. Makes it 47-40 Richland Center. 8-10 left in the second half. Now, we were saying before the game that this first round in Division 3 seemed very, very wide open, and sure enough, you have 2 higher seeds losing right now. Meanwhile, the three bullseye from Cochran from the right wing makes it 47-43. Richland centered by 4 with 7:43 left in the second half. And a drive and a foul with 7:37 left in the second half. Our game brought to you by the Dental Office in Lancaster, a trusted name for high-quality family dental care, now accepting new patients. The Dental Office on the square in Lancaster will foul the second on Bush and the fifth on Lancaster in the first half. And the ball tipped out of bounds and be inbounded by the Richland center bench. And it goes to Bosworth at the left wing. And behind him picked up by High. 7:25 left in the second half. 4-point Richland center lead. The ball kicked out of bounds by Hermsen with 7:22 left in the second half. We're brought to you by Claire Bank with their 8 community locations in southwest Wisconsin. Inbounded to Highs. And underneath, laid up and in by Fingerson. Fingerson for the side of the lane, and it's 49-43 with 7:10 left in the second half. And the top of the silo 3 doesn't go for Cochran. Ball tipped up in the air and grabbed by Bosworth, but then dropped, but then picked up by Highs. And back from the arrow, the Hornets, and then the ball ends up going out of bounds. With the hands of one of the Hornets and back to Lancaster at 6:55 left in the second half. McNett Electric and Belmont for the 6th year. With all your electrical needs, whatever the need, agricultural, commercial, or residential, check with his crew at McNett Electric Ground Call Grade Electric and Belmont. Williams at the left wing to Bush, back to Williams. He goes to the left of the point. Schmitz with it. One thing also I think is an advantage is with Peterson, who's 6'6", and Bosworth, who's 6'5", as a shot in the lane over the taller guys by Taylor Williams makes it 49-45. I think one thing is that Richland Center's using these height advantage, which isn't a huge height advantage, but it's a little bit anyway. Here's a shot from the right wing and a turnover. Offensive foul. And Brian calls this. He wants an explanation for the near side officials to why that got called. Here's the person trying to get a target foul. Meanwhile, Ferguson has 4 fouls. That would be the reason that Richland Center is upset. 6:16 left in the second half. 4-point Animals lead. Here's a pass over the left wing to the corner. And Schmitz back to Clemson. Up top to Cochran. Over the lane. Back by Cuba. Picked up by Richland Center. And Ferguson slams it in. Ferguson is still in the game with the 4 fouls. It's 51-45. That was kind of a light swing. He didn't really shake the rim. But the Richland Center fans appreciate it. At the left wing, Williams thought about the 3. Out top Cochran. Williams, the turnaround in the lane. Good for 2. 51-47 with 5:37 left in the second half. Brought up by Cochran. Up top to Highs. Highs goes to the right wing and passes over to Shep. Shep on the lane. That was almost lost, but the 3 from the corner off the rim. And the rebound grab by the Arrows. Kubo grabbed it. Now Schmitz with it. Over to Williams in the corner. Cochran picked for 3. Gets it to Williams at the left wing. He goes around the arc to the middle. And then the turnover shot in the lane by Hermsen for 2. And for the first time since the first half, it's a 2-point ball game. 51-49. Richland Center. A second shot with 5 minutes left in the second half. Back up it is. 51-50 WPBL. 4:59 left in the second half. 51-49 Richland Center. Each team with 3 timeouts left, 4 fouls on the Hornets, 5 fouls on the Arrows. Ferguson has 4 fouls for Richland Center, and he's the only member of the 4 foul club. Brought up by House to the end of the L, bottom right of the L, and it was on a traveling call right in front of the student section. And Arrows basket to tie the game. They would have been tied in forever. Brought to you by Lady Center Monroe, for the local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Lady Center Monroe. At the right wing is Kaufman. Kaufman drives underneath, fakes a shot, got stripped of it, got it back, lost it, picked it up, and Posen ties the game with a rebound basket. With 4:20 left in the second half, we're tied at 51. Guys walks it up. I don't know, have we been tied in this game? Maybe 2-2. And there's a steal. Back the other way. Kaufman stripped of the ball, but the Arrows will get it back. And Richland Center, they look great early. They're kind of like they're like arguing with each other. That's what it appeared to be the case. Possibly. Here's a quick inbounds pass to Williams, too hard. Ferguson trying to get the ball. Wrestling match with Williams, and Ferguson losing. He gets it down to Shep, and Shep got it blocked. And the Arrows get the ball back. With 3:51 left in the second half. Here's Cuba. Deep right wing. Shovels it over to Herndon. Herndon drives inside, puts it up, and gives Lancaster the lead. 53-51. Arrows with 3.5 minutes left in the second half. Dash with it, and he gets fouled by the other number 3, Kaufman. With 3:28 left in the second half. That is Kaufman's first foul, 6 on the Arrows. So one more, and we'll start to see free throw shooting practiced by Richland Center. Here's Dash at half court. Between the circles now. Goes to low wing and Highs. Highs looking at a high arc pass to the baseline. And a whistle on the baseline of a foul. With 3:14 left in the second half. Quick some score updates on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth. The largest independent shoe store in the Midwest at the half. River Valley leading Platteville 30-26. 6:55 left in the second half. Potosi Casper leading Basketball 40-36. That's on 97.7 WIAA. First free throw good. 53-52. And Ferguson will get another free throw. The foul on Kaufman is second, but that is 17 fouls on the Arrows. Also, Cuba City leading Carey sheet 48-22 foul. Second free throw, no good. And the rebound grabbed by Williams, so the Arrows keep the lead 53-52, 3:05 left in the second half. Shovel almost lost by Kaufman, but he gets it back. The pass made him throw a couple inches. Horizontally, interestingly. Now he goes to the right wing, to the baseline. Bounce pass underneath the bush. Back outside. And in the corner, the three for Kaufman got blocked. Offensive rebound, Williams. And it's 55-52 Lancaster. That is their largest lead with 2:46 left in the second half. Shep to the baseline now. And the pass underneath, laid up, and off the rim. And still loose, and picked up a shot. Misses everything by Shep. And it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Lancaster basketball with 2:18 left in the second half. And the Arrows want a timeout. We'll keep it here with 2:18 left in the second half and a 55-52 lead. And 2:18 left in the second half. think I said that again because I'm typing a text, a score update. I'll tell you that today's game brought to you by Southwest Health. They have over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without leaving far from home. $55.52. Go to southwesthealth.org. I'm going to try to make a fix here. If I can. All right, let's try it now. Now we have no audio. All right, 2:07 left in the second half, 55-52. And here's a shot by Williams. And Williams makes it 57-52 with a minute 48 left in the second half. Which is center with the basketball. Here's a top. With it. Along the arc they go. 1:30 left in the second half. Hearts and a steal. And back the other way comes Williams with it. He takes it all the way for two. Wilson makes it 59-52 with a minute 19 left in the second half. And over to the right wing, pass to the left wing, and stolen away from Glasser, but back come the Arrows, and Cochran gets the basket, and the foul! With 1:04 left. And the foul is on Brady Brexit. Deacon Hives, his first, with 1:04 left in the second half. That is the 15th foul, but free throws coming up. Yeah, the first free throw from Coughlin is no good. And the rebound grabbed by Ferguson with a minute left, 61-52. Richland's center was up by double digits, and now Lancaster up 9. They'll pass it away for a foul. And that comes up with 51.1 seconds. (61:52), and we're going to have a timeout, so we'll keep it here. And let's see, where are we here? Well, let's see. We are brought to you by Lancaster Dental Associates and Fillmore Smiles. Get the smile you want and the health you deserve. Learn more at LANCDENT.com. Zippy's Brass Rail in Lancaster. Serving lunch specials daily. We get one of Zippy's famous burgers. Zippy's Brass Rail just off the square in Lancaster. And Richie Implement. Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster. See your inventory and employment opportunities at richiesISP.com. Try to do a little fix here while we have a minute. again. We'll be bringing you, of course, the first free throw is no good. We'll bring you the Tri-State. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do two different things at once here. We'll bring you the Tri-State Roofing Postgame show first afterwards. The free throws both missed, but the Hornets get the rebound. The shot for three doesn't go. The rebounder is grabbed. And the Arrows, with a 9-point lead and 36 seconds left to end a foul. The 36.1. 36.1 seconds left of the second half. That is only, well, that was team foul number 6. And now it's foul number 7. And now Lancaster with 33.6 seconds left with a 9-point lead. And we're brought to you by Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist Jordan Wilson at Laley Center Monroe. We're also brought to you by Richie Impler. The first free throw is good. 62-52. Hermsen hits the free throw. The foul is on Dosh, his second. Richie implemented Cobb, Barneveld, Darlington, and Lancaster Cedar inventory and employment opportunities at richiesinc.com. We also want to make clear bank both free throws good. 63-52. A lunging three goes out of bounds. And it will go to Lancaster with 25.6 seconds left. Potosi Castro leading basketball 45-41 with 4:12 left. That's on 97.7 WGLR. Belmont advances over Highland 78-41. That's on X107.1. Platteville, meanwhile, has gotten it together. They are up 53-39 on River Valley with 8:44 left in the second half. They were down 4 at the half, but have come back. Meanwhile, the foul on Stoltz, his second. Each team now 8 team fouls. And the Arrows are going to clean off their bench. Pull off their bench. We're brought to you by World Mutual Agents, John Ragetz and Deneen Dow with Ragetz and Dow Insurance Group. Tackle Valley Farm Personal Business and Life Agencies calling today for office in Lancaster. 64-52 as the first free throw good. The final starts his second. Community First Bank, community communities where you live, work, and play. Experience yourself the difference of Community First Bank, CFBank.com. The dental office in Lancaster, a trusted name for high-quality family dental care. Now accepting new patients for the dental office on the square in Lancaster. Free throw good. 65-52, 22 seconds left. And the Arrows are going to survive the first round. Here's a play from the right wing that doesn't go. Ball is loose, picked up. And 12 seconds left. Arrows come out with it. And they are going to go. Somebody gets hit by that. 65-52. Lancaster beats Richland Center after being down by 7 at the half. The Arrows now 16-9. And they will play Baroka or New Glarus in the regional semifinal coming up on Friday. And the season ends for Richland Center, which looked like they were going to pull off a gigantic upset, but they end up at 7-18. This season. 65-52. Lancaster beats Richland Center back after this at 59 WPBA. Who looks like the leading scorer? That's right. Yeah. All right. Thanks. Grand Regional Health Center and People State Bank coverage of high school basketball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington. Family Dental and Carey Stainless Gutters and Overhead Doors on AM 1590 WPVL and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Laley Center, Monroe. It is safe to say Lancaster survived tonight, 65-52 over Richland Center, after trailing at the half by 7. They were down 35-28. Richland Center had, at one point, an 11-point lead, I believe it was, but the Arrows come back and keep their season going. We're brought to you by McNett Electric and Belmont. They can assist you with all your electrical needs, whatever they need, agricultural, commercial, or residential. Chip it is quick with McNett Electric. McNett Electric, or our caller read will help you. McNett Electric in Belmont. We're brought to you by Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Laley Center Monroe. And Grant Regional Health Center, the Row 13, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PhD, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. I think that covers all of our sponsors. We are very appreciative that you stayed with us and apologize for the technical issues that we had earlier. Lancaster with a win, 65-52, and it will be Lancaster against either Viroqua or New Glarus in the regional semifinal Friday night. We'll be back with the Tri-State Roofing Postgame Show after these messages on AM 1590 WPVL. And I believe we are still on the air because of the reason I'm not sure about that. Let's try this. ESPN Radio and 1590 WPVL Clarkville. And the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Laley Center Monroe. Time for the Tri-State Roofing Postgame Show. Let's see if I can get this right here. Back after this on ESPN Radio and 1590 WPVL. Now we're back on, I think. Hang on a second. And now we're back after this on AM 1590 WPVL.
What was the final score?
What?
What was the final score?
66-56. 3:15 left.
Oh, okay.
All right. What happened to our...
I don't want to move your walker too far away. How are you feeling anyways? Good?
Oh, I'm fine.
Getting better?
Yeah.
All right, I'll stand. I got too much energy right now.
All right.
Do you want any player up here? Do you
Sure.
want anybody?
Yeah, whoever
If you
likes
want,
it.
I'll grab Taylor.
Okay. Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of
Taylor!
basketball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington.
Yeah.
Family Dental and Carey, seamless gutters over at George on ESPN Radio and 1590 WPVL. Lancaster down 7 at the half, wins the ball game over Richland Center 65-52, and so will be Lancaster against either Viroqua future SWC opponent or New Glarus. So we're joined now by Ryan Knapp, the Arrows coach. Thanks for joining us. Let me turn you up first.
Okay.
First, what happened in the first half?
Playing a team 3 times it was a battle. We settled in the second half finally and played some better basketball.
So what was the difference in the second half? Because again, and in fact, actually, most of the second half, it looked like you couldn't really get over the hump. And all of a sudden, so what happened?
Well, did you hear the jam? Some energy, that kind of stuff. That helps us.
So getting a couple of baskets and breaking it down to 2 and that sort of thing, they got the crowd involved with it?
That's right.
Well, the other thing, I guess the other question that comes to mind is your team didn't really seem to be panicking, even though they're staring at the end of their season, possibly. Would you say?
There's a group of seniors, and they didn't want their season to end tonight. So they battled, put extra effort out there, and we made the play another day.
I would say they did. Zach Burns with 20 points, Taylor Rose with 19, and Dane Cropper with 14. That is your big 3 that kind of makes this team go, right?
That's the big thing.
Okay. What do you do now between now and Friday? As far as, I mean, is this the kind of game that is a wake-up call for you, or do you just feel like you had to get the rust out and Friday will take care of itself, or what?
I don't know if we do anything different other than come out with energy like we played that second half. Like I said, they're a veteran group, senior-led, so they'll be ready to go on Friday.
And so it's one of those things basically where they just had to get it going, basically. That's
It felt like that,
yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure you're a little older, and all the fans are a little older after that game.
Well, the guy you're going to talk to worked his butt off on defense today, so
Okay.
that's why he's here.
All right. Well, congratulations. We'll see you Friday.
Thank you.
All right. Brian Knapp, the Lancaster coach, we're now joined by Taylor Williams, 19 points tonight. Say hi to your mom, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's hear your explanation for the first half.
Yeah, I mean, we just came out a little slow. Offensive wise, we were kind of not moving the ball, but I mean, we came out second half moving the ball, playing as a team.
Was there ever any? I mean, there didn't seem to be, but was it ever one of those cases where if we don't play better, we're done?
Yeah,
In that sort of realization.
Yeah, you can try to look at that in the rear view, but I mean, just keep playing. Yeah.
The thing that's interesting though is you look at the score, 63-52. And you really have no idea what this game is about. But all of a sudden, Richland Center couldn't hit anything, and you guys were hitting all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we just came out with a lot of energy second half, and yeah, it was good. It was good.
But it did take you a while to get going, though, because you were down 6 relatively late in the second half.
We just made shots, relied on each other, and we played great defense tonight in second half.
Okay. What do you feel like you got to do now for Friday? We don't know who you're playing yet. It's either going to be Viroqua or New Glarus. But I would have to think you don't want to get off to this kind of start Friday, right?
Yeah. We just got to come out faster. We got to be really locked in and make shots and shut them down defense.
Okay. Well, congratulations on the win. Sometimes it is literally just survive in advance.
Yeah, for sure.
And you have survived, and you will advance to Friday.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Taylor Williams of Lancaster, he had 19 points tonight. Lancaster survived 65-52. And again, they will play New Glarus or Viroqua coming up on Friday in the regional semifinal. I think it is highly likely that we will bring that game to you, but we cannot confirm that because we have to figure out where else we're going tomorrow on Friday. We also know where we're going on Thursday. We'll talk about all of that on the Tri-State Roofing Post-Game Show following these messages on ESPN Radio and 1590 WPVL.
Dylan, I have a fucking question. What time?
Oh, there it is. Last field goal. Oh my! Oh, that's right. Gray Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school basketball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington. Family Dental and Carey seamless coverage over at doors on ESPN Radio and 5090 WPBL. Well, here's a stat for you. With 5 minutes and 58 seconds left in the game, Richland Center led 51-45 over Lancaster. They were up 12 points twice in the first half, and they were up 6 points with 5 minutes and 58 seconds left. Lancaster outscored them the rest of the way 20-1 and wins in the about as deceptive a score as possible, 65-52. That sounds like, well, they didn't have too much trouble, but and it was absolutely not the case. The Arrows again outscored Richland Center 20-1 in the final 5:58 to avoid what would have been a monumental upset. And now Lancaster will host New Glarus. New Glarus beat Viroqua tonight 71-47. We'll get your scores on the Shoebox Scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. And this game, however, Zach Hermsen with 20 points, Taylor Williams with 19, Dane Cochran with 14, Brady Schmitz, another senior, with 8, and Brody Krubel, yet another senior, with 4 points. All the scoring by seniors tonight for the Flying Arrows. Brady Dosh led Richland Center with 9, Jaden Shep with, Dosh had 10, Shep had 9, and then Deacon Hayes with 8. Connor Stoltz also with 8 points. Abe Bosworth with 6. Liam Fingerson with 6. And that's the scoring. The Arrows 6 of 8 from the foul line. The Hornets 4 of 8 from the foul line tonight. Well, our most valuable player tonight, I think we were going to name as, let me check out first. Who did what here? All right, Zach Hermsen. Number 1, he had 20 points tonight. Number 2, he had the tying and winning baskets in the basketball game. That is to say, he tied the game and then gave the Arrows the lead for good. So Zach Hermsen is our most valuable player, and it is a mere coincidence that the MVP is brought to you by Hermsen's Ace Hardware Home Center in Bloomington and Hermsen's Ace Hardware at the bottom of the name in Platteville. Hermsen's will be the MVP for the next project in your home. Visit Hermsen's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Our scrapper of the game, the Weston Salvage scrapper of the game, the player who hustled and scrapped and stood out and trying to lay the opponent to waste, presented by Weston Salvage of Lancaster. Well, you heard Brian Knapp in the postgame talk about the two-way play of Taylor Williams with great defense, and he had 19 points. So he's an obvious Weston Salvage scrapper of the game. And the Tricor Turning Point is brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. Well, that's not hard. 20-1 finish over the last 5 minutes and 58 seconds ends up being the difference as Lancaster comes from behind and defeats Richland Center 65-52. That ends the season for the Hornets, and the Flying Arrows move on and will face New Glarus in the regional semifinal coming up on Friday. 65-52. Lancaster beats Richland Center. We'll be back with more of the Tri-State Roofing postgame show. A look at the shoebox scoreboard and more after these messages on 97 on AM 1590 WPVL. What's that supposed to mean?
Probably a typo.
What?
Probably a typo. You can put whatever you want in there, mentally.
Low T.
Terrific.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Too much. Gray Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school basketball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey's Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. Our audio stream, now that it's fixed, Cutis Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram and Platteville powers our audio stream of today's broadcast. The Cutis Service Department cares for all makes and models and is open Monday through Saturday. Head to Cutis in Platteville. 65-52. Lancaster was down 6 points in the second half. Closes on a 20-1 run over the last 5 minutes and 58 seconds to pull out what would have been a gigantic upset if that's how it had turned out. On the Shoebox Scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. With Lancaster winning, we now know that Lancaster will play New Glarus. New Glarus beat Viroqua tonight, 71-47. That game will be here in Lancaster Friday night. Also in Division III, Platteville over River Valley, 76-66. The Hillmen were down at the half, but came back to win. And so Platteville goes to Mauston on Friday. A couple D5 scores. Southwestern over Riverdale, 77-46. DeSoto over Benton, 53-47. So it'll be DeSoto and Southwestern on Friday. Division 5 also, Potosi-Cassville over Boscobel, 51-43. That was on 97.7 Country WGLR. So it will be Potosi-Cassville against either Wazeeka-Steuben or Kickapoo in the regional semifinal on Friday. River Region Division 5 over Lafarge, 63-36. And River Ridge will play Belmont. Belmont, a winner over Highland, 78-41. That was on X1071. Cuba City over Prairie du Chien in Division 4, 83-50. That was on Super Edge 106. Cuba City, we know, goes to Iowa Grant on Friday night. I have to think that Iowa Grant's going to be extremely amped for that game because, you know, they've got a first round bye in a long time since I think the last time that Iowa Grant won the Southwest Wisconsin Activities League title back in the T.J. Anderson days, if I'm not mistaken about that. Anyway, these and other scores on the Queen Bee Radio FM stations tomorrow morning. Coming up tomorrow, after all of that, we will have Brewers baseball. The Brewers, believe it or not, took on the Great Britain national team today. Tomorrow, they will play the Cubs at 2 on AM 1590 WPVL. Then Badger basketball hosting Maryland at 6:30 on AM 1590 WPVL. Thursday, girls sectional semifinals all coming up at about 6:30. Lancaster at Edgerton from Verona on 97.7 Country WGLR, the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And Barneville and Argyle Pecatonica from Dodgeville on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And then Friday, team wrestling quarterfinals, Mineral Point against Cedar Grove, Belgium at 7:10 on X1071. And then we will have boys regional semifinals, games to be determined Friday night, all starting at about 6:30 on the Queen Bee. Well, let's see, we'll have them on X1071 and 1590 WPVL and Super Edge 106 because we'll have wrestling, which will start at 7:10 Friday from the UW Fieldhouse. Saturday, we will have sectional finals in girls basketball, most likely in the afternoon. If Mineral Point wins Friday night, they will wrestle either Wisconsin Dells or La Crosse Aquinas. No, they won't. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. They will wrestle either Shiocton or Auburndale at 9:40 in the morning Saturday on X1071. Sectional finals in the afternoon. The team state championship will be at 2:40 on X1071. Also, Badger basketball Saturday against Purdue at 2:30 on AM 1590 WPVL. And boys regional finals, whoever wins Friday gets to Saturday. That'll be at 6:30 on the Queen Bee family of radio stations. Well, our thanks to R.J. Osterhaus, our sports director, who gave us sound in the second half. It's not quite give us light, but give us sound. We appreciate that very much. Rob Spangler is our technical director. Johnny Page is our chief engineer. Thanks to Brett Rollins and the staff at Lancaster High School. Janan Race, our statistician. Janan and Kingston Clayton, our transportation coordinators today. Thanks to our sponsors who help us bring this game to you, and thank you for joining us. Great Regional Health Center and People State Bank coverage of high school basketball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental. And Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors is a Queen Bee Radio Sports presentation on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL, Platteville, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Lely, Center, and Row. Lancaster down 7 at the half, comes from behind and beats Richland Center 65-52. The Flying Arrows will host New Glarus in the regional semifinal Friday night. From the Ayers Furniture Best Seats in the House, I'm Steve Prestegard. ESPN Radio 6 will be back for more postseason basketball later this week and state team wrestling this weekend.